I think it's my favorite scene from Shakespeare. Well, it's probably the only scene from Shakespeare that I remember. It's from Romeo and Juliet. Romeo is in complete despair. He sees what has happened to him and to Juliet, and he sees only the negative. But he's there with Friar Lawrence. And Friar Lawrence will have none of it. He begins to paint for Romeo an entirely different picture of what has happened. What? Rouse thee, man, he says. Thy Juliet is alive, for whom thou wast lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings lied upon thy back. Happiness courts thee in its best array. You know, I think all of us need a Friar Lawrence in our lives. For me, Linda is often just that person. She did it for me the other night. I came home from church really negative about a lot of things. Why? Well, I think it was not because of anything that happened at work or anything. I think it's because the next morning, Ben and Anna, Kaya, Dylan, and Haley were going to head back to the U.S. Well, Linda stopped me dead in my tracks. We're not going there, not tonight, she said. This is a special night. This is our last night with them for a while. We're going to eat a special dinner. We're going to play games together. We're going to read to the kids. We're going to have fun before they go home. She might as well have added, there art thou happy. We all need those kinds of reminders because it's so easy to go negative in life. To expect the worst rather than the best, to see everything as gloomy rather than joyful. Sometimes it's out of envy or jealousy. You know somebody else has something great happen to them or given to them, and instead of being happy for them, we feel bad for ourselves. Sometimes it's self-pity. We complain about our lives so that others will feel sorry for us, as if somehow we think that'll make us feel better about our life. Times we say negative things in the hope that people will say nice things. My sister Kathy called it fishing for compliments. At times we just catch negativity from others, like a contagious virus. Sometimes it's the negative things we're thinking or telling ourselves inside. About a year after my Dad died, I went to see a counselor, and that counselor urged me to pay attention to my internal messaging. To pay attention to the things I was telling myself about myself. Whenever you find yourself going negative, she said, stop. Change the message. On Romeo and Juliet, Friar Lawrence calls Romeo's complaining a deadly sin, a rude unthankfulness, and he's right. When all we can do is see the negative and to complain, that is ingratitude, our own sinfulness. We're allowing our own sinfulness to blind us to the goodness and blessing of God because, friends, the goodness and blessing of God is always there. The cross and the death of Jesus is proof. What could be more horrible or negative than a cross? And yet there on the cross of Jesus, God has shown us how much he loves us. There, by dying on the cross, Jesus saved us from sin and death. Paul asks the question, if God did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also along with him freely give us all things? There art thou happy. So yesterday morning, we took Ben and Anna, Kaya, Dylan, and Haley to the airport. As we watched them go through security and turned around to go home, tears filled my eyes. And at first they were tears of grief, of having to say goodbye, of thinking negative thoughts about living so far from our kids and our grandkids. But then Linda's words came back to me. I thought of the counselor's words from 20 years ago. I wondered, what would God say to me from his word today? And these words from Philippians chapter 4 came to me. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about such things. And so I think by the Spirit's working, new thoughts begin to take shape. Wayne, you just got to spend 20 wonderful days with them. There art thou happy. Your kids and grandkids are healthy and loved. There art thou happy. Your children have all grown up to love and believe in Jesus. There art thou happy. Each place God has given you to serve, Nebraska, Texarkana, Concordia, Wisconsin, Flower Mound, and now Germany, have been great opportunities with great people. God has given you a variety of experience you never would have thought you'd have, taking you to places you never thought you'd get to go. There art thou happy, and yes, your God loves you, Wayne. He gave his son for you. In baptism, he made you his child. He gives you the privilege of telling others about him. A job that you love. There art thou happy. My friends, those are simply some of the things in my life. What are they in your life? For when you find yourself saying or thinking negative, unhelpful things, stop. Change the message. Remember Paul's words to the Philippians. Get your Friar Lawrence going. Look at the cross and empty tomb. Start focusing on the unique goodness of God in your life. Because the truth is, no matter what has gone wrong in your life, a pack of blessings lied upon thy back. Happiness courts thee. Your God courts thee in his best array. There art thou happy. Amen.